most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today we're going to show you 10 advanced hip stretches to stop and release pain. And we're talking about hip pain, right, Brad?
That's right, Bob.
So you can do it at home, you can do it alone. Actually, Brad is going to do the first 9, big hog, and tension hog, and I'll do number 10. So stick around for number 10 and see me go to work.
Yeah, it's going to be the highlight of the episode.
By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Go to bobandbrad.com. We're always doing a giveaway, but it doesn't start today yet. It starts tomorrow. So yeah, you can find it on Facebook. It'll be pinned to the top of the page tomorrow. Go to Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok if you want a 60-second version of our program.
There you go, Bob. Don't forget our podcast. That's out
right.
there running. This one won't be on
Running
the podcast.
wild.
Yeah.
Our podcast is running wild.
So hip pain, we've mentioned this before. If you got hip pain, oftentimes there's some tight tissues in there, some tight muscles, some tight connective tissue that if you loosen that up, it can release the pain and really change your world around.
Yeah, because a lot of times when a muscle's tight, the hip's not working right.
Right.
I mean, it's actually kind of dysfunctional.
Throws the mechanics off.
Yeah, throws the mechanics off. It
Exactly.
can cause pinching. And so you stretch it out, you may be surprised that, if you were even headed for a hip replacement,
Right.
you might be able to hold that off for a while.
I've got a patient right now who's working with these and he's having good success. But the thing about the hip, Bob, and as you know, but not everyone may be aware of this, the hip is a ball and socket joint, but it is amazing. It flexes, it extends, it goes out to the side, it crosses the midline, plus it rotates both directions. And you need to get at all the tight structures, you need to have a stretch program to hit the ones, particularly the tight ones. So we've got 10 of them. And I really think that this particular program hits all of them. Now, the way I want you to approach this, people, is go through them with me, and you're going to find there's going to be, out of 10, you might only find maybe 2 or 3 that are going to show you some tightness, just compared to the
you don't need to do all 10.
No.
Very unlikely. I mean, it's possible all 10 might be tight in you.
Yeah.
But find the ones that are really tight, and those are the ones you should focus on.
Exactly right. Should we go to work,
Yeah,
Bob?
let's go to work.
Now,
You're going to work.
Yeah, there's one thing about this program that it's advanced. That's why it's in the title. You're going to need you can use a belt. I'm going to use a stretch out strap because this is what I use on my program because they work really well. They're not very expensive either, but you don't need to buy one. You can use a belt, and I'll show you the how to use it and the advantages with this if you're interested.
I bet your dad used a belt on you.
Well, Bob, that was another day and another time.
Yeah, that was allowed back then, apparently.
Yeah, he was nice to me.
Yeah, mine was too.
So you can do this on a bed. You can do it lying on the floor. Probably the floor would be a little bit better. I do mine on a yoga mat on a hard surface floor. If you're going to use a belt, it's nice to have a smoother belt. It doesn't have to though, and it's nice to have the buckle. Because what you're going to do is slide this through here, so you got a little loop. And you can do this with or without shoes on. I do mine typically with shoes on. I'm going to do it without shoes on. The advantage of doing it without shoes on, it's a little easier to get around. The shoe kind of sticks a little bit, but it's no big deal. You would find out. So this is how we would do it. The first one is a simple hamstring stretch because the hamstrings definitely are part of the hip joint. They cross the hip joint. And we're just going to stretch it. Now, all these stretches, you're going to either go pressure on. And the big thing, I just read a book on breathing, but it just reinforced how critical, how to relax and deep breathe in your nose. And actually, now this book says in your nose, out your nose. Sometimes I've heard
I've seen it both too. Yep. I said, don't worry about it. I've heard that before too.
Yeah. But anyways, relax while you do these techniques, or you could just hold it on. Keep your knees straight as you can. You may only get up to here if you got tight hamstrings with a straight knee, and that's fine. I'm a little looser with hamstrings.
You might do both too. You might do pressure on, pressure off, and you might do sustained.
And that goes with all of these, so we won't mention that again. All right. Now the next one, and this is all.
So how long are you going, Brad?
When I do mine,
yeah,
I go pressure on.
No, how long? 30 seconds.
Oh no, pressure on, pressure off.
That's all you do?
Yeah, I don't hold.
No, but how long? How many times? How long are you on the
I don't know what
hamstring?
the hell you're talking about.
So you'll go pressure on, pressure off. How many times then?
Oh, how many repetitions?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'll
Well,
go 5 to 10.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm,
Sorry
I'm
about
trying to
that.
figure out how much
It's-
time you're spending on each muscle.
It's a family show. I just lost it. Yeah, 5 to 10 repetitions of on and off. Thanks, Bob.
Yeah.
I was so confused. Then the next one is single knee to chest, and you can just do this, and you can pull on the strap, or this one.
Sure.
You can certainly
You
just
can
do
get
that.
started by pulling on the foot, and
Yeah,
then you can grab
exactly.
onto the knee.
Because some people have a hard time grabbing
Yeah,
that foot,
yeah.
so you can bring the strap here or over here. I'm going to switch to the
Stretch out strap.
stretch out strap, just because that's what I always use, and it works a lot better. All right, so we're going to go on here like this. Now number 3, so we're at number 3. Now, so I'll start and do this one, single knee to chest. And these loops, this is a big advantage. You don't have to grab with your hands, especially if you got some weak hands.
Yeah, it gives you good leverage.
Yep. And then we're going to go here. This is one I really like. And just let the hip go out to the side. You get those medial muscles, those
Adductors.
adductors. Yep, adductors. And boy, that feels good. But I might just take some time and do this. I better not. So do, 5 to 10 of each of these if you're going on off. Otherwise, hold up to 30 seconds.
Now, again, with these, you would not do it with a hip replacement.
Right. That's a good point. You got a hip replacement. Don't even watch this video.
You certainly can do it with hip arthritis. And
Yep.
in fact, if you have hip arthritis, you might have arthritis in your hands too. And that's where the straps really come in handy, because whenever you have arthritis in your fingers, you want to try to transfer the weight to a larger joint.
Yep.
So Brad can put his wrist in there and put the pressure on the wrist instead of on the fingers.
Yep. So now we're going to go to number 4, and that is going to be, you're going to go to here, and this is like the figure 4.
So he's doing external rotation.
See if everyone can see that. So you're going
Turn
this.
her that way.
Yep. And then you always have to do external. This is one where the strap really helps. You can do internal that direction. Now we're doing internal where the strap, and do this. None of these should be painful. If you create sharp pain, you're going to stop doing it and really reduce the intensity, or if it hurts really critically through the whole thing, just stop doing it, come back to it another time. And this one, I do this. I don't lift this foot up with the strap. I just anchor it there, and I work there. Okay, now this next one is probably the most tricky of all.
What number are we on, Brad?
What number? Oh, thank you. We're on number 6.
Number 6, okay.
So you're going to take your strap or your belt, and you're going to wrap it around the leg and do a spiral. And that rotates, gets a rotational component, and then you drop it off to the side. And I've really noticed this gets a muscle that it does not get in any other stretch. No doubt about it.
Interesting.
And this one I will hold a little bit instead of go pressure on. I'm bouncing a little bit there. I've been doing these for a long time, so I kind of have figured out what works best for my body. Now I'm going to go the other direction.
Now you're rotating it the other way.
Yep, and this is one where I really feel it. And this is where these loops come in handy, because at different levels I'll change it. And now it's rotating. So my toe is getting rotated down this way, and I feel that. Boy, I believe we got that on that hamstring muscle. We may be in there in the...
like gracilis, maybe?
Yep, that adductor too.
Yeah, sure.
But it's clearly, that's the only way I feel this particular stretch, that muscle being stretches with this exercise. Okay, good. Now,
look at you moving your hip. You look like a young kid.
Well, Bob, I've been practicing. No, I've been fortunate with my hips. I've got
yeah, you got
other
good
issues.
mobility in your hips.
Yeah, this is because my back is tight.
Yeah. Just had to
Okay.
compensate.
Now this one, if you're going to use a belt, you're just going to have to grab it and hold on. But I'm going to go like this, and I usually put my hands through. So there's 2 loops. Everyone's going to be different. I bring my feet together, wrap around
Look
here,
at that.
and then I do a power clamshell, I call it. So I'm pulling up here, and my elbows go into my knees, and
Look at that.
you can really get some pressure on
I like
there.
that one, Brad.
And this feels good. You're not going to do this if it's hurting and causing pain. This is not a no pain, no gain
That's very
protocol.
creative, Brad.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
fun, Bob.
Yeah.
It'll look kind of strange and odd, but it really does the job. It's very effective. I'm starting to feel better already. Now we're going to go to the hip flexion. We're going to do a little extensions. So
Sure.
now this one you have to be on a bed, a firm couch, something where you're going to drop.
Don't fall off.
Yeah.
Make sure you're safe. Keep the shoulders well on the surface.
You don't need the strap or the belt for this. Shoulders on, like Bob mentioned. I'm going to bring this foot up on the bed. Let this leg drop off. My right buttocks is slightly off, not too far. You shouldn't feel tippy at all. You should feel stable.
Solid.
Yeah. I'm going to let gravity work there. And now this is what you need to do to advance it. Go here and pull this up. This you may be beneficial to use a strap. That's your choice. Depends how long your body proportions are. If you can push here, I've done this where one hand is here and one hand is here, and that I can definitely feel, accent there on there. Can I say that? Accent?
Well, I guess you're trying to focus on one muscle.
Well, yeah, I'm making it more. I
Okay.
thought I'd throw in something, like an English major.
All right, so you can also do this one kneeling down. And
this is number 10, by the way.
Yeah, this is number 10. I'm finally here. So you're going to stretch. It's the same stretch. You're trying to stretch the hip flexor. Just a different way to do it. It's the way I like to do it. But if you have trouble getting on the floor, obviously you can do the bed. But you're going to go ahead and you're going to keep good posture, keep straight up and down if possible. And you're going to lean forward. You can actually take your hand and push a little bit if you want to do advanced here.
Yep, that gives you that extra little
push. Yep, I do this every morning. I did this morning.
Breathing.
Yeah, breathing. And you can also turn the foot out a little bit if you'd like. So you can turn the foot out, and that'll put just a little more stretch on it, giving some of the muscles there that you normally might ignore. So you do that on both sides. Make sure that it's done. And when you're done, you're going to dance around like a young kid again.
Oh, man. Bob, I feel like I'm 4 minutes younger after doing that. No, I'm kidding. 4 years. But anyways, all is good. These are really some advanced techniques. Take your time with them. We're going to lose our jobs, Bob.
Yeah.
They're learning everything from us.
You guys are catching everything. Yep.